Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Well, welcome to another episode of the Wisdom Save podcast. We've got a big one this week, one that has been in the works for a little while, and one that I am very excited about. As we mentioned on last week's episode, E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, right? Yeah. It's happening after a pseudo cancellation. The event as it's
For COVID.
Yeah, as itself, it wasn't a thing in 2020, but there were a number of different variable live streams that took its place. Now, the actual event itself, while still done in the digital format, is coming back this year. And for those of you who don't know me well enough to know what E3 typically means to me, E3 is like what I'm sure fantasy football is to other people. This is like
my friend's dad's back in 2000.
Right. Yeah. This is bingo cards with speculations, hopes, and wishes. This is industry related, educated guesses on what sort of things are coming up. This is sitting around, hanging out, speculating for weeks before the event. This is my nirvana. So, without further ado, before we actually jump into the topic, I would like to introduce a guest that we have for this episode. I mentioned there was going to be a guest at the end of last week's episode. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit?
Hi, my name is Brandon. I'm Hannah's sister.
Hannah's brother.
Hannah's brother. Whatever.
I'm his sister.
I'm super into video games and video game related accessories. And
video games and video game accessories.
So
he's a resident video game informant.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much here to get in on this E3 hype, and I'm super excited about some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, and as much as this has been a big deal for me for a while, all of us are in our own ways interested in the variety of different conferences and the different announcements that come around this time of year. And kind of the idea of this particular podcast episode basically just stemmed out of me and Brandon for the last couple of weeks, really. Just every day, oh man, did you hear about this?
Just hyping up other things and talking about random leaks and other things that we really want to see, and
leaks, guesses, speculation.
Yeah,
Brandon coming into our room every morning with news about what came out overnight.
I was gonna say, much to Hannah's chagrin, I'm sure.
It's fine.
Yeah, most of the time she's still asleep. You don't bother her.
Yeah. But no, I definitely countless days of me coming in and being like,
well, it's not like I don't like you coming in and telling us about video game stuff. It's just, Brendan, I love the story where he came in after I got home from work and I was taking my shoes off. And he's like, Hannah, bad news. And I was like, what? And what happened? He's like, who was it exactly?
I came in and I'm not going to preface this, I'll tell you after, but I came in and I was like, bad news. And Hannah was like, what? And I was like, Konami's not showing up at E3. And she was like, so? I don't care.
I was like, I didn't know we were going to be there in the first place.
Silent Hill is one of my favorite franchises, and I was hoping to hear at least some news of, I don't know, possibly some sort of revival, anything but a pachinko game. And,
pretty much at this point. Hard to guess with Konami.
Yeah, but clearly she did not care quite as much as I cared.
Well, because I'm not good with names, faces, brands, song names,
Sure.
people, anything. And so he's like, Konami. I know the word Konami. I know what they do. If you say Konami,
it's the code.
I'm like video games. They do video games.
Yeah. They made the code, the Konami code.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But then I don't know what the fuck they do, and I don't really care. I didn't know they were gonna be there. So it's like you're like, oh, they're not gonna be there. I'm like, I don't remember if I've ever seen them be there.
Oh, I've seen them be there.
Yeah.
They've had some absolute garbage conferences in the past.
Yeah, it seems like they have been digging their hole deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
At least as of late.
Oh, Konami. Well, at least they can't dig a hole too hard because they're not even going to be there. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
Just keep it neutral.
I figured, no more digging this year.
Yeah.
Just
Keep it in the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, hopefully, actually not hopefully. The full intent is for this episode to be up and for you to all to be listening to it just a little bit before, maybe as early as a day before E3 adjacent activities begin. E3 itself proper begins on June 12th of this year and goes all the way up to the 15th, but Summer Games Fest and then extended conferences from beyond that will happen earlier, so we're kind of counting that as like pre-E3. So what we're basically going to do for this podcast is we're just going to go through a list. Me and Brandon have both compiled. I believe his list is a little bit more informative. So I'm going to go through mine, and I'll just have you fill in the blanks that I miss on a day by day, so that anyone who's listening will know. If you don't know where the schedule is, this is a great place. Feel free to pause the video after I say each of these, so you can write down exactly what's going on and when, so that you have your own E3 schedule list and you know which conferences to watch if there's any on that list that you want to be a part of.
And I'm not sure if I have all my dates and times in Eastern time, so
I have mine in Eastern time. Yeah, I translated it
if just in case you're in a different time zone, just know that we're strictly talking Eastern time.
Yes,
So.
yeah, very, very good point. This is all based on Eastern Standard Time. They also, if you check the E3 website, I believe on a base, they give it in Pacific time, so that's an easy way to reference that. But otherwise, adjust based on your local time zone.
And before we start, though, this is our group episode.
Oh, yes.
Our next episode is your episode.
Yes.
And happening after E3.
It's going to be happening after E3 just because with E3 going on, like, I'm going to be spending most of my time just paying attention to what's going on with the conferences and, like, talking about what just got announced and, like, just kind of spending the whole week doing that. So I don't necessarily know if there will be an upload next week.
Just to get that out of the way to start. And also, we usually will tease the next episode at the end, but I was curious if you plan on, like, this is the episode we're talking about what's going to happen at E3, and then your episode, are you going to talk about what happened at E3?
I was thinking about possibly doing something like that. I'm not certain.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna
Promise
like,
it?
Yeah, like give any specifics about what the next episode may be. But if I have enough time and we do end up getting around to being able to upload an episode next week, that would be amazing. I don't think it's very likely, so be prepared. We may not have an upload next week just because the conferences are going to run basically almost through my uploading, editing, and recording time that we usually take. So most likely we won't. But if there is interest in a follow-up episode, and you guys want to comment about that, feel free to comment on this video as well and let me know. That way I know when we do jump back into recording again that that's something you're interested in. Maybe we'll make sure that episode comes out. Yeah. Okay. So without any further ado, we jump ahead just a few days from now to the, what is it, June 10th is Thursday?
June 10th is, I believe it is Thursday.
Yeah, so Thursday is not E3 proper, but there are some gaming industry related events and announcements and trailers that are being put on through Summer Game Fest.
With Summer Games Fest Kickoff Live.
That's what the official event
Yes,
name
it
is.
is.
Yeah, and that is, I have that at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Is that accurate or is it 2 p.m.?
It's 2 p.m.
It says 2 p.m.? Yeah,
2 p.m.
I think I might have translated it.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah,
2 p.m.
it's
Eastern.
3 hours for PST.
Oh, and it's 11 PST? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Then, yeah, so Summer Games Fest at 2 p.m. That's going to be hosted by Jeff Keighley, who you may know from the Game Awards or from unflattering internet images of him holding a scepter made of Doritos and Mountain Dew.
Unflattering.
Very flattering. I misspoke. But Summer Games Fest, which happened last year, it was one of the events that was kind of done in lieu of E3. That's coming back this year. There were a ton of companies that got announced as, like, showing off some sort of new game information or showing off trailers of existing games we already know about. But they said there's going to have lots of, like, world reveals and exclusives and stuff. So that's kind of what we consider, at least, to be the kickoff event of this upcoming week.
Yeah, such as Square possibly being in the Summer Games Fest while also having their own conference.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Square being one of the big ones,
Yeah.
I think, that people were talking about. So there's probably lots of information that's going to get kicked off there. They are following that up with the Day of the Devs presentation, I believe immediately after they mentioned in their press release. I think that's the one, is that the one that they did that last year? That was
Yes.
the guy from Double Fine was running.
Yeah, Tim Schafer.
Tim Schafer,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, no, I actually didn't have this in my notes, but yes, Day of Devs is...
Yeah, they said it was going to be just like immediately after Summer Games. I think it's technically part of it,
Yeah.
but it's a separate like presentation. And I think that one's going to be more indie game focused. But that's kind of that's kind of the first day. So the second day, Friday, June 11th, starting at what I have is 3 p.m. Eastern
3 p.m.
time.
Yeah, that is correct.
That is going to be Coke Prime Time.
Which I've heard that isn't how it's pronounced, but for the sake of ease, we're gonna call it Coke. But I've heard that it's a German word. Apparently, you don't even pronounce the ch. It's like Co.
It's
just
Co?
Prime Time.
Oh,
but either way,
weird.
no one has said it out loud yet, so I guess we will see on June 13th.
I just assume it was Coke because it's like kind of like
The Koch brothers.
Koch brothers in
exactly.
the U.S., but it is a German company.
But that is the thing is, at least at the moment, we're gonna call it Coke. It's fine if it's not right.
That's what we're going with.
We're keeping it that.
We may be proven wrong.
Yeah.
We will see. But that one's going to be at 3 p.m. It should be a fairly short one because IGN Live is immediately following that at 4. So I expect that presentation to probably be like 40, 45 minutes.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah, seems most likely. But yeah, so that's going to be, that's June 11th. I don't expect that to be a particularly busy day, but it's kind of the lead up into E3, which begins formally on June 12th, Saturday, starting off with part 2 of the Guerrilla Collective.
Yes.
Which, I don't know, I think you said you haven't caught Guerrilla Collective, the first part yet.
I did not see the first Guerrilla Collective showcase, which was on the 5th.
Yeah.
But, what is it? The first day of E3 looks like it's going to be pretty packed.
This one is packed, and Guerrilla Collective is what starts it off, but we're going to keep on going. This is one of the 2, I would argue, busiest days. Guerrilla Collective starting us off is probably going to be a selection of indie game titles. Predominantly, I know they're working with Black Voices in Gaming, so I know that a lot of like the freshman class of that organization is going to be showing off a lot of their projects that they've been working on. So we're going to have a lot of games by indie Black developers.
Yes, but also the fact is that they're doing a Guerrilla Collective showcase, but they're also doing right after that, because they did on the 5th they did the Black Voices in Gaming
panel where they did interviews. Yeah.
This time they're going to be doing what's called a wholesome direct.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like very fun,
Yeah, I think the intent of this one, we don't know a whole lot about the Wholesome Direct, just the intent of it is that it's going to be like this kind of charming, fun, like Animal Crossing Stardew Valley.
I was going to say Stardew Valley, because that's like a very
chill, fun, relaxing games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Turnip Boy commits tax.
Yeah, something like that. Which that game looks
wholesome.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty wholesome.
Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion is wholesome quality fun.
Yeah.
It's a very cute game. And I think that's going to be more of like kind of cute, whimsical, fun games.
Yeah.
Going into the like major developers, we have Ubisoft, who is going to be doing their Ubisoft Forward event at 3 p.m. Eastern on the 12th.
Yep.
The other 2, there are 2 more that night.
Yes, without times announced.
Without times announced. Some of these still don't have times, and we might not know until the day of. So forgive us if we don't have some times available. This is the information we're working with.
They're very. It feels like last minute type of, because and you'd think that they'd have it out. Just
some
a
of the
little
ones,
earlier.
one of the ones I'm about to mention as well. I don't know if they've ever done an actual like conference.
I believe that's true.
And at the very least, a digital event, which is what all of them are going to be doing. So this is, for some of these, it's their first time, and I'm sure they're still like ironing out everything.
Yeah.
But at some point after Ubisoft's event on the 12th, we're going to see a presentation from Gearbox Studios. Who, it's a conglomerate. They have like 2K games, I think, or doesn't
No.
Take 2. They have they're Borderlands.
Yes.
Borderlands.
Yep.
Yeah. So they do Borderlands as well as a number of other kind of like older franchises. I think Borderlands is kind of the most relevant one that's like modern.
Yeah, I believe that's true. I was thinking like it's Borderlands, and then I don't know why I keep thinking Gears of War. It's just because of the gear.
Oh yeah, no,
it's not that though.
Yeah. So they at least do that.
Oh,
so
Godfall. They came out with Godfall most recently.
Godfall. Okay. Yeah. So they have a couple of recent games and popular titles that I'm assuming we're going to see more IPs from them.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I feel like they have at least a pretty good chance of making something decent.
Yeah.
So.
I hope so at least. And then after that, of course, we get the over the last couple of years becoming an E3 staple. The classic and iconic Devolver Digital presentation.
Yeah, after last year, I'm actually pretty excited to see what they have to show.
Devolver did some pretty crazy shit last year.
Yeah. And I've been enjoying Gato Roboto a bit.
Yeah.
Which actually I don't know if it came out last year, but also Carrion, which was announced last year.
Shit.
That was a very, very good game.
Oh wow! So, yeah, I never actually followed up and played it. Wow.
Yeah,
awesome.
I've played it a little bit, and then I've seen some other people play it, and it's pretty fun.
Damn.
It's a game where you become the monster, and you essentially just start killing.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I remember that one. I remember seeing footage of it. That one. Hannah, you remember that the Devolver?
That's the one where I don't know about the whole conference, but I think I remember that game you're talking about where
where it's like this weird like
some people are the monster and some people aren't the monster. Is that the one?
No, that is a different game.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, Carrion it's like a 2D game where you are this like basically just like amalgamate of just like flesh, and you go through
gross.
Pretty gross.
Yeah.
You go through vents and you like basically murder like all the people who are guarding the facility, and like you eat them.
So Among Us.
Almost.
Yeah, you're like the monster that hides inside the spacesuit.
Yeah.
But it's like grittier and darker and more of like a 2D kind of like it's got like a Metroidvania kind of feel to it.
Yes. Yeah.
With
like you get like and you get like different
abilities and power-ups.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't remember that game at all.
Devolver Digital.
Or Devolver Digital.
Devolver Digital is the one that they usually do the recorded presentation, and it's like the lady CEO, and there was that one time where she got shot a bunch, and then they turned her into a robot, and then
the one that was like supposed to be funny, but it wasn't very funny.
Well, I think they're funny.
I half agree with Hannah. It's at least incredibly entertaining.
It's corny funny.
Yeah, it is. It's
like something a dad would like.
It almost jabs at the traditional type of event.
It's kind of an Adult Swim style satire. Of the E3 as an event as a whole.
Just with a little less Tim Heidecker and Eric Warren.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, I'd love to see them there.
Me too.
So that's June 12th. That's the first big day.
Yes.
The second day of E3 officially, which was going to be this would be on Sunday, June 13th.
Yeah.
This one I would argue is the biggest day. This is like the most major conferences.
I'd say that there are the most heavy hitters on this day.
Yeah. That's kind of what I mean.
There's definitely some people that hopefully will be bringing some good games. Why don't you tell us?
I have a lot of faith in some of these. We start off, to my understanding, June 13th with 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Xbox, Microsoft specifically, but Xbox having a joint conference with Bethesda, which is their new acquisition. They've done a couple of digital videos at this point discussing how Bethesda's been acquired by Xbox Studios, game studios, to begin making exclusive games for them, but also working on like evolving their existing offerings. I expect a lot from Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, especially since they have an hour and a half.
Yeah, which is it's one of the most substantial conferences.
Yeah, at least I mean, so like we said that there's not times for all of these. In fact, I don't have times for any of the other conferences that day.
I do have Square Enix this time.
Oh,
I was
okay.
able to find
okay.
that,
but just in general, for it to be an hour and a half for a showcase, I feel like they've got to have something.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some pretty big stuff. I think that with the fact that like the two, and they're both selling well. but they also can't stay in stock. The Series X and the PS5. That tension exists in the market, and I think this is the perfect opportunity, especially with Sony not coming to E3, for Microsoft to turn around and say, "Hey, here's the stuff that's going to make you want to get a Series X, or at the very least, going to make you want to buy Microsoft Game Studio games."
Yeah, like 90 minutes of Halo Infinite gameplay.
Yeah, just only give us Halo Infinite and announce nothing else.
Yeah.
Fastest way to end my life.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a lot of hope for Xbox, but they could still let me down. But I really do think they're one of the. I would argue they're like one of the big three for this year for me.
For sure.
Me.
Yeah, I agree.
Following up with that, and I don't know how accurate this time is. I received the time from a translated tweet.
Okay.
But Square Enix supposedly having their conference at 3:15 p.m. I believe it is intended to be 45 minutes.
Okay. I feel like that probably checks out. There's probably something in between Xbox and them.
Yeah.
Because if let's say Xbox starts at 1, so it's like it'd be at
2:30.
2:30. There'd probably
45. Oh, you know what? I think I know which one could fit, and I'll mention that one next. But Square Enix is next. Again, I would argue probably another one of the big three for me.
Oh yeah.
They have a lot of stuff they could potentially show off. We just got that big Dragon Quest event, so we could see some Dragon Quest gameplay footage.
There is some rumored Final Fantasy stuff,
Yeah,
but we'll get into that.
Some Final Fantasy rumors. We've got some Final Fantasy 16 we know about, and that we can see some footage
And
of.
unfortunately, we have some Marvel's Avengers.
We do have some.
Let's just not talk about it.
Square Enix also does Life is Strange, right? I think they do.
You're gonna have to get back to you on that.
Yeah. If they do, we might see some from True Colors, the newest Life is Strange.
I think we'll see it anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna see it regardless.
Yeah.
I feel like we're most likely to see it at Summer Games Fest. But I do think if it's not there, it's here. Which I'm excited about.
It is published by Square Enix.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So I think Square Enix is going to be.
It's
big.
published by a Square Enix subsidiary, but I'm sure that means that yes.
Yeah, I've seen it in their conferences before. Most likely, either before or after that, we are also seeing, for the first time ever, a digital presentation from Warner Brothers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're a game company now?
Well,
they have been.
Yeah.
But they haven't really had their own showcase, and they made the Batman Arkham games, and
Yeah.
But yeah, I would understand why you wouldn't be like Warner Brothers has a game. The essentially just the Batman
I
games.
figured they just hired a different company to make their games.
No, they just have a specific game company division.
They made their own?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a games. Yeah, Warner Brothers big enough.
Well, I figured they could. I just figured they don't seem like the people that would. They just be like, get someone else.
No, they want to keep that Batman in house.
Yeah, they want to own as much of that
Batman as they can. Yeah.
And actually, on that note, and thinking about like major properties that we know are getting games and that they probably want to hold on to, I think the Warner Brothers event is the most likely place we're going to see any more of that Hogwarts game they announced last year.
Well, since they pushed it to next year, I feel like
they may not show
we
anything.
might not see it.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Unless they want to show progress.
That's the thing is they could show some trailers.
Yeah, it got pushed to next year, but that doesn't necessarily mean like.
But there still was no set date, so it's like I'm unsure on like if it would come out like maybe October next year. So that's at least my guess. So they could save it till next year.
If it's gonna happen, it's probably gonna be at that event.
Yes.
But there's no guarantee that's what's.
I mean, granted, I hope it's gonna be shown this year. I'm excited.
I would really like to see that a lot.
Yeah.
They can at least tell you the date it's coming out and like show you what they have.
Yeah, I
They
just feel
show
like
you games
it's
that
a
aren't
little.
even finished.
It's a little too. Cyberpunk.
Metroid Prime 4, Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Woof.
But yeah,
CD Projekt Red.
that's enough on that.
Yeah. Woof.
But also, I don't know if you have this in your notes, but I had it within the Warner Brothers section of mine, the Back 4 Blood event.
Oh, they're doing
it specifically a Back 4 Blood event, which is the developers who made Left 4 Dead are making a spiritual successor called Back 4 Blood.
Oh.
And essentially it's just going to be Left 4 Dead, but a new, brand new...
It's basically like a new style Left 4 Dead.
You have to play that shit all the time.
Exactly. I fucking love it.
And people are very excited.
Yeah, I really want to see that game do well. I fucking love Left 4 Dead, and I would love to see someone else count to 3 for Valve.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Actually,
because Left 4 Dead 3 we knew was never happening, but this can happen.
the thing is, actually, I'll talk about it later. I have a tangent that I want to come on.
We'll hold on to that, and when we get to the end of the schedule, we'll get there. So following up after all of those events, we have 2 kind of events that run into each other. Firstly being, and both of these have no announced times as of yet. Firstly being the Future Games show, which they've done in a number of different events over the course of the last year or so. I believe it's being hosted by Troy Baker and Laura Bailey.
I don't know who Troy Baker is, but
Troy Baker is the dude.
He's
does a lot of voices.
Joel in Last of Us.
Oh.
Yes, and he's also he did the voice of Joker in Batman Arkham Origins.
Oh, okay.
But I love Laura Bailey.
I also love Laura Bailey.
Troy Baker does a lot of big voices. He's a very
usually
prolific voice actor.
Yeah, he's kind of one of the big names. And one of the weird things.
I haven't heard of him.
Yeah. The Future Games show.
You haven't heard of anyone. You don't know what Konami is, Hannah.
Yeah, except for Laura Bailey.
I do think that maybe timestamp it, but I think like maybe 14 minutes ago you said you can't do names and faces.
Yeah, maybe.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Just like when you edit this, just keep playing that part over and over again.
Yeah, we'll just keep
every
rolling
time
it.
I say I don't know a person.
Yeah.
We'll just splice that right back in. Perfect. So keeping with that tradition, they've always had like 2 voice actors that voiced characters in the same game. Do something with it. Last time it was like 2 Resident Evil people. This time it's 2 Last of Us people because Laura is Abby.
I forgot that Laura's
Abby and he's Joel.
Oh yeah. That's people are going to be upset about that. But just a quick bring it back. Troy Baker was the voice of the main character of Shadow of Mordor. Hannah played that game.
I love that game.
So he was the main character.
Yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah. Just I wanted to at least get Hannah involved in that.
Yeah, he does stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize his voice at all.
That's fine.
I love that game. We're
Yeah.
killing orcs.
Yeah, maybe we'll see another one.
That's true. Would they have 2 out?
They have 2.
Might as well make it a trilogy.
Yeah, make a trilogy. Yeah. And what would that be? Warner Brothers too? Probably. It might be.
I believe that's true. I believe. Yeah. So,
shit. Yeah.
Didn't expect that to come up, but
hey, maybe Troy Baker will announce it because he'll be the main character. Yeah.
We're like, wow, that random guy's talking about one of my fun games.
Wow. Why is this guy talking about this
Why
game?
isn't Laura Bailey talking?
Yeah, Laura Bailey. What the fuck?
But yeah, so Future Games Show is going to be up. We tend to get like an eclectic smorgasbord of games that are at least interesting. So I'm looking forward to it, but there's nothing to really expect from it per se. Following up immediately after that is going to be the PC Gaming Show, which is going to be basically strictly focused on PC games and PC gaming as a whole, mostly indies.
This is a bucket. No.
Also, I'm not sure if you have this that day, but the Games Radar showcase.
Oh, Games Radar's doing it. That's right. That is the 13th.
Yes. So, not entirely sure what that is gonna come out of that, but that is a whole other showcase. So
Games Radar's doing stuff.
It's gonna be a packed day.
That's a busy day. That Sunday is gonna be nuts. We ease in a little bit, thank goodness, for the next day because we're gonna be tired. But June 14th, Monday. That is when we are going to see. We have 2 unannounced times and 1 that is announced. 4 p.m. Eastern time is going to be limited run games.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't have that in my notes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, limited run games announced something, I think, a while back on their Twitter page. And it was, I wrote it down as 4 p.m. Eastern. I do believe that's correct.
I can imagine that would be. I do have 3 events besides limited run games.
Oh, I must have missed one as well. Well, interesting. We'll see what that is. But yeah, so this is why we had to...
Exactly.
This is why we're having this, so we can cross-reference our notes. Limited run games, I don't know, just based on the wording of the tweet, if it's a showcase or if they're just going to, at 4 p.m., drop a bunch of new physical releases on their Twitter page. Because that's what they did last year.
Okay.
They didn't do an actual event. They just were like, here's this game, and they had like advertising.
I could imagine that either could be true, but I feel like them just releasing a bunch of games probably makes more sense.
Yeah. We
but
don't know if that one's actually a presentation.
I'd be cool with a trailer.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's, a 5-minute trailer of all the games we're bringing over.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be a particularly substantial one. The other two that I have, and then we'll just follow up with the one you have, Take-Two Interactive is going to be on Monday the 14th. They're a parent company that has a bunch of other companies under them. I believe the primary ones are like 2K Games, which does a lot of like the sports games, namely like NBA 2K and stuff like that, and Rockstar.
Yes.
So if you want to get your fix of Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead, maybe we'll see more. Who knows what Rockstar's gonna do this year, if they're gonna do anything substantial, or if they're just gonna bring Grand Theft Auto 5 to 7 more consoles.
Yeah, or
including your Frigidaire.
Who knows? I didn't even think about it, but they're also the people who came out the Outer Worlds and
they did
LA Noire.
They did the Outer Worlds.
So,
I would actually like to see more of that.
So
cool.
I feel like it could be something, but I'm assuming it's going to be basketball again.
Basketball game.
Nothing kills my gaming boner more than a basketball game, or like a football game, or like a soccer game.
Yeah, when they do the obligatory, here's the racing game and here's the car we got out on stage for the racing game, and I'm just like, this is a great time to go pee.
Yeah, I would much rather have fictional characters play real sports than I'd have real characters play real sports.
Yeah,
so
I'll watch a sports anime.
I'd love to see Mario just dunking.
Oh yeah, no, Mario.
Yeah, exactly. But like to see.
Well, they got Bill doing football.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey, Jerry over here's got a hole-in-one.
Didn't you ever want to play as Tom Brady? No, I never once did I want to play.
Never once did I fantasize about that.
Tom Brady's curling 2K21.
Yeah. Extreme beach curling.
Yes.
That's why it's extreme, because the sands are really hard to do.
It's Tom Brady's. How fast can you deflate these basketballs?
Footballs.
Deflategate.
Yeah.
Got him. Yeah. If you're a Patriots fan listening to this, that was meant for you. Anyway.
That was meant for no one. It was just the one reference I could make.
This is made specifically for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this.
Fuck you.
Hey.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, so after Take-Two...
No, I want to talk about this for the next hour.
Yes. Only Tom Brady before the rest of the show.
Dunk on him for the next hour, please.
We could do that.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
That's not a sport.
Yeah.
Let's start the sport.
There you
go. The video game, how fast can you dunk on Tom Brady?
Now that we could do.
That I could get into.
All right, Take-Two Interactive, are you on it? Let's make this game happen. The next one that I have written down is Capcom. I'm very excited about Capcom.
Capcom's been doing very good lately.
I've been, as anyone who listens to our podcast knows full well, we have been absolutely wild for Monster Hunter Rise.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently went back and played Mega Man 11.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah. I'm a big, combo heavy artistic hack and slash fan, so if they do anything Devil May Cry related, I'm gonna be so on board.
And I mean, they'll probably do something Resident Evil related.
Resident Evil,
as
of course.
Just as a general rule of thumb. I mean,
even if it's just another stompy camera angle of Lady Dimitrescu, just to rustle the fans' jimmies a little bit harder.
We just have some photographs we're coming out with, which kids leave the room.
Yeah, kids leave the room. Bikini DLC.
Butt stuff.
Oh, Capcom. Yeah, butt stuff. Yeah.
And actually,
that's $5.99, and Lady Dimitrescu gets the strap.
And now I realize.
Is that the sound of money hitting my bank account?
Now I realize.
Money leaving your bank account.
Why I had an extra option is because I'm not entirely sure. This was a rumored thing, whether or not the EA Play Live event was going to happen that day. Because EA did announce that they were going to do an event. What was it, July?
July 22nd, I think. Yeah. So
but there is rumors that they are also going to have at least some sort of mini showcase that day.
Oh, just to have like here are the games we brought.
Yeah, like
to
a few trailers, maybe like I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, something like 20 or so minutes.
So if we do see anything from EA, it is likely going to be based on evidence or based on rumors on the 14th, on Monday.
Yes.
So there's that. Last but not least, that brings us to Tuesday, which is a kind of a wind down of E3. We got one big event and one like probably middle of the road event. We're only going to be watching the big one because the 15th is also Hannah's birthday.
My birthday!
So we're going to be catching just the first event and then probably spending the rest of the day doing whatever you feel like doing. But there will still be plenty of things going on that day. Starting off at noon Eastern Time with Nintendo.
Yes. Nintendo, obviously one of the heaviest hitters that is going to be there.
This is the one I am most excited about, but I'm always kind of most excited for Nintendo.
That's fair. I feel like there are now the one I'm most excited about. Post Sony dropping out of E3 entirely.
Yeah, the thing is, Sony, I feel like whenever they show up to E3, I feel like they always kill it for me.
Sure. I agree. They did weird things, and most of them enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know.
I honestly, I know it was a little controversial, but the event they did in 2019, where they,
You're talking about the Days Gone?
Maybe it was 2018. I feel like it was 2019. It's when they did, they only had, 5 games, but they did, deep dives and did, a bunch of, cinematics and gameplay of, each of the 5 games.
Yes.
It all took place in, that weird, barn house kind of thing.
I was referencing that when they showed Days Gone, they had people, hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And when, the characters on screen would walk past them, they would, wriggle and, obviously they were live humans. But that was at least a very bold statement.
I thought that was cool stuff.
Yeah.
The one where they had the traditional shamisen player come out and do a performance for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
That shit was awesome.
Yeah, it was a wild time to say the least.
Yeah. I missed that Sony's not going to be here, but in absence of Sony and Nintendo, so many things could happen.
Oh yeah.
This time around with Nintendo. And we're going to get into more of that as we talk about our speculations and stuff, but Nintendo's primed for a pretty big year. We know we're getting 40 minutes. We know we're getting, they said exclusively software.
Yes, exclusively software.
So all of these rumors about a Nintendo Switch Pro.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Who knows if it's going to get announced in the coming days, but if it's not announced by E3, it's not happening on the 15th.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. But following after that, with a currently unannounced date and first time in a long time since they've had an actual conference, Bandai Namco.
Yes. Also, just going back, there's the Treehouse.
Oh shit! Important. I didn't write it down because I'm not going to be able to watch it. Immediately after Nintendo's event, they're doing a 3-hour-long Treehouse Live, which is probably going to be demos of some of the new games and existing games that they've given more information about. And
possibly some
new games and some playable footage.
Yeah.
Usually smaller games. If other years have shown us anything, it's that they'll do something new, a special reveal at the actual Treehouse.
And one of the things that a lot of people have been saying is typically it's within that first hour of the Treehouse is when they will reveal anything.
That's when they showed off that 2D Samus remake.
Exactly.
When they announced Metro Prime 4.
So if you're not looking forward to the whole 3 hours of the Treehouse, the first hour is fine.
The first hour is where all the good shit is. Yeah. So. But then after that is going to be Bandai Namco. I think the only 2 things I can think of really for Bandai Namco is the Tales of Arise and Elden Ring is them?
Yeah, Elden Ring is them.
Yeah. They're probably, do we think Elden Ring is going to be there?
I think...
Everyone's will they, won't they on
Well, there has been those leaked trailers from it. I think the full trailer that was going to be released will probably be released.
Actually get shown off.
Yeah.
Well, that would be good. I would very much like to see it.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to be... There's going to be a couple of Souls-likes.
For sure.
That make an appearance at this E3.
Yeah.
I do think Elden Ring is going to be one of them.
I do have one more thing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
There's one more thing on that list?
Kind of like, hopefully these events have. June 16th, the day after E3, is the, what was it called? I had it up, but then I got rid of it.
I had not heard anything about this, so whatever this is, I'm very curious.
It is there's a lot of hype around this because it is excuse me, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. The tension is just
Steam
mounting.
Next Fest.
Oh, this. Okay.
And this is what I was going to say previously when we were
Yeah.
talking about the whole Valve thing.
Oh, sure.
The man who records the voice for the opening of Valve's games
Oh, yeah.
was seen at Valve, and apparently he was in there possibly recording some new audio.
Oh.
So, and with their rumored new Steam handheld,
Oh, yeah. They've been
everyone
talking
thinks
about
that
like
they
a Switch-style Steam machine?
exactly. That is
Interesting.
with its own, UI and possibly, some
Did we make
incredible performance. Yeah, we might see something.
a Valve game coming
Yeah.
out of this? Do you think it'd be a follow-up of an existing franchise? Or do you think they'd do something new?
I mean, I don't know. The thing is, it could, for all intents and purposes, I would be the most excited about, obviously, Half-Life 3. But,
yeah, of course.
but like, even Portal 3. Or,
Portal 3.
Yeah.
I don't think they can do Left 4 Dead 3 now. Now, with Back 4 Blood?
No,
I don't
that
think
is,
that's happening.
if Back 4 Blood is happening, it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah.
Like, the people who developed Left 4 Dead are making and
right,
Left
like
4 Dead,
it's
so.
we're beyond that.
Yeah, exactly.
But either of those two, pretty interesting. If not, maybe we'll see a new IP. Who knows?
Yeah. So now,
they can make two of them. And
would
they'll
you like
be
to
great.
talk about some of the stuff that maybe like either rumors or?
Oh, I very much do. I've now that we've like gotten the whole schedule out, I want to talk about what do we expect.
Personally, I think maybe we should not talk about Nintendo till last.
Yeah, I
Just-
think I
yeah.
have the most to say about Nintendo.
Me as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like Hannah is probably the most interested in Nintendo, so we're going to talk about it last.
It's like the only one I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's good,
there's probably
yeah.
some stuff scattered in there that you'd be interested in. And
Yeah.
I think the thing is, at least from not last year, but previous years, I feel like there is more, like, she goes into it with not very much excitement, and then she finds at least more than the two games that she was excited
game
about.
that I'm excited about.
I
every
think
conference.
Possibly 2 to 3 games.
I think
that are-
Summer Games Fest might be the best place for you to get some updates on Little Devil Inside.
I'm excited about that one.
There is a rumor that Sony is going to do an event on the 28th. It could also be
Really?
there.
Oh,
Yes.
it could be there. So there might be something afterwards, but
Yeah.
I want to see more of that game because that
Yes,
game's really
Little
fun.
Devil Inside.
It's a crime
where
that it's
there's
not
a-
already on my Switch.
Mhm.
Who knows if it's gonna be on the Switch?
It fucking better be, because that's the only way I can play it.
The thing is, at least right now,
PS4?
if it comes out on PS4,
If it comes out on PS4.
but it probably will. They said they believe in generations, but that's not true.
Just give me the game. I just want to play your
I
game.
just want to be a little Raffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe like working up, at least from what I have the most
Sure.
to least information on.
Yeah, sure.
Or at least you want to start with Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, yeah. I mean,
That's the least. I have 2 games which they've shown before.
yeah, Warner Brothers, I don't know a lot. Like, I
Um,
think that Hogwarts Legacy, or whatever it is,
Oh yeah.
that would-
Hogwarts Legacy
that'd
does
be
look good.
neat to see information. I don't know if it's going to be there. But
I hope so, but Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League looked interesting.
oh, okay. That's right, I heard about
It's
that.
the Suicide Squad game where they have to essentially kill Superman. They have to kill Superman.
Shit.
Because Superman is like, he got turned evil and he's like destroying things.
Right.
And
okay.
obviously the Suicide Squad is like, they are held by the government to do, they were basically released from prison to do good things.
Yeah.
And basically if they don't follow their rules, they get killed.
That's interesting.
So-
I feel like that's going to be a particularly popular game, if only because, like, there's been a kick in recent media of, like, what if Superman went tyrannically mad with power?
Yeah.
Like, where a lot of characters in, like, superhero shows are, like, actually
Well, because...
What if Harley Quinn actually kissed babies? Like...
Well, the thing is, I feel like Superman is, like, typically, like... Well, obviously the Boy Scout, but, like, he's always been seen as, like, he's too powerful. Like, he's, like...
Yeah.
The one guy that is, like, obviously he can do it. Like, there's no, like... So, if you make him a villain, then it's like, well, shit.
It does make him a really interesting adversary.
Now it's... And then, they...
Threatening villain.
As the other game, they have Gotham Knights. They showed off a little bit of it. Basically, the premise is Batman is dead.
Yeah.
And you play as the rest of the Bat family, and you go to, like, figure out basically what happened and all this stuff. And it is you can possibly play local or online co-op.
Interesting.
And you can pick any of the Bat family to be. You could be Nightwing, you could be Red Hood, you could be Robin, you could be Batgirl. And basically you team up and you can play like them, or, you know, like, certain people can, like, go in events, some people can fit, and then if you're like Red Hood, you go in guns blazing, and then you know, so, and you can have up to a team of 4 of the Bat family just playing a Batman game.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it at least looks that what they showed off. They had a Mr. Freeze boss fight that they showed off, and it looked good. It looked really good. So, yeah, that's all I have about Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot we expect from them, but sounds pretty neat so far.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got next?
I have Bandai Namco next.
Okay, sure.
We did talk about Tales of Arise.
Tales of Arise, yeah.
And
we've seen a lot of, there's been some gameplay trailers, there's been some, like, open world trailers that they've done over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Seen a little bit.
Also, this is probably the season of where things start getting edgier. So it looks like Tales is definitely doing that, as long as some other games that we might be seeing.
Plenty of games that we have they have been shown off already have this sort of, like, theme of, like, darkness, or, like, being a little bit more, like, edgy or morally questionable.
We're looking at you, Dragon Quest 12.
Looking at you, Dragon Quest 12. So I think that's going to be just a general theme of the games that we see in this year. I think that's kind of a trend that developers have picked up on.
And then Elden Ring, obviously.
Yeah.
I hope it comes out.
The next passion project for George R.R. Martin to throw himself in besides writing his fucking book.
Yeah, essentially, it's either it will come out or it just won't. We'll see.
I'm leaning towards won't, but hopefully Elden Ring is good to make up for.
That is the thing. Here's praying that it does come out.
I know the man can write a story. I just wish he wrote a certain one.
And some people say that they wish that he would be able to write an ending. I don't want to get into it because I haven't seen it. But
oh boy.
The last game.
Hopefully, Elden Ring has a satisfying conclusion and ends so that George R. R. Martin can at least put something on the list. Poor guy. And
then the last thing, a game that has already been announced. There's a demo out for it already, but I'm assuming they'll probably come out with, I think, a release date. I don't think it has one. Mm-hmm. Scarlet Nexus.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Cool.
A game similar to Astral Chain.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
It's got like anime hack and slash vibes.
Yeah. Kind of like a Bayonetta feel, but like
a
little more.
That game did look really good.
Yeah.
That's my favorite genre of game. Period.
Anime.
Not necessarily though. A lot of the time, more like Bayonetta, Devil May Cry style, like badass action combo, fast.
Sexy dark-haired person shooting things.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't hurt.
Sometimes with their shoes.
She does it with her shoes. Yeah, Dante just spins the guns. Yeah.
So
sorry.
I love Dante.
I was like, what are you just fucking spinning the guns?
I have
yeah.
They don't show you that part of the game.
Yeah.
I have two.
They censor that. It's cut out.
I have two little tangents before we get into the three heavy hitters that I think really matter.
Sure.
One is Capcom. They don't have an event this year, but I feel like they have a lot to show. Because we had talked about how they'll probably show some Resident Evil, whatever.
They have a small presentation, but it's not like a big thing.
Oh yeah, they do have an event, right?
Yeah.
Well then, I have actually a few things that I think at least have been rumored to come out.
Yeah, they're going to show something.
Pragmata was showed off at the last PlayStation event.
Is that the one with the guy, and then there was the little girl,
and then they ended up on the moon?
And they went to the moon, and she did some weird shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game looked interesting.
So, I feel like they probably are going to show some stuff off.
I didn't know that was Capcom. Yeah,
it was Capcom, yeah. So
I'd like to see that.
I hope that it... I hope that it feels like they're gonna show it because like they showed it off last year, so it's like they're probably gonna show something.
I would like to see gameplay.
And all this stuff is like, at least from most to least plausible. Some of it's more rumored, but I think that it's more possible.
Sure.
Resident Evil 8 DLC.
Oh yeah, they have to.
I just feel like with how successful that game was, they're probably gonna do some side story with a lady.
Dimitrescu,
yeah,
or like
so,
her daughters or something.
Something, yeah.
As to take a page from your book, it's the new hotness.
Yeah, it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Mm.
I feel like it would make sense to show off more of the game because, you know, since Monster Hunter Rise is so popular right now, might as well cash in on that, show more of Monster Hunter Stories so maybe people who aren't into the Stories franchise can get into it.
I've seen some recent updates on that from the most recent like direct event that they did. Mm-hmm. It looks really fun.
Yeah.
There's this cool thing that you can do, and I don't know if it was in the previous editions of the game, but like you can get monsters, and then you can do like there's like a DNA splicer or something, and you can.
I believe that was in the original game.
Oh,
I did never play it. I never played it.
You can take traits of certain monsters and give them to your other monsters. So there's a certain group of monsters that you like. You can be like, oh, I have this like giant, like I have a Nargacuga, like I have this panther dragon thing, and it can breathe fire, but like there's a lot of other things it can't do. You can give it like cold breath from something else, or like a lightning dive attack from like you by like kind of like splicing the DNA.
See that sounds at least like an upgraded system. I think before it was just you could splice monsters together.
Oh,
and it was almost like a random,
Okay, yeah, because this one lets you like you keep the monsters that you like, but you can give them special attributes, abilities, and powers to kind of customize your team a little more.
And also
really cool.
Another reason that some of the stuff was based on how Capcom had leaks come out. That's why
Oh shit, that's right. Like a while ago.
This one is like a 50-50, but possibly an RE4 remake.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
The thing is,
okay,
it's possible that
makes sense.
They're making the VR version of RE4.
Yeah.
So it's possible that is what they were talking about, like that the VR version is that remake.
The remake,
yeah. But that will be seen because I mean, like I feel like they might not want to compete with themselves in that category.
Pretty understandable. 8 is big right now. Why not just keep it going?
Exactly.
Instead of like make a new one to distract everybody's attention.
And these are the least likely, but I feel like it's possible. It was on that list, I believe. Yeah. At least this one that I'm saying now is
anything is possible. We're in Hype Central now.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah. So that is a game.
That's another game that's on my list of games I want to play but haven't yet. I just haven't gotten around to
I own it, but I have not played it.
Yeah. Heard it's really good.
Yeah. Street Fighter 6.
Oh fuck! Really?
Yeah. It's been a long time since Street Fighter 5 wasn't released. So
yeah, kind of. Because that's the thing. Like it was a free game for the PS5.
Four
for a while ago. So
yeah, that's what
I'll
I got.
give out time.
So
sure.
And then this last thing people have been rumored about: Resident Evil Outrage.
What is that?
Resident Evil Outrage is a game in the Revelations series.
Oh.
And basically, a lot of people are speculating that it's going to come out because it's like, typically there's like, they do a main game and then like an offshoot. And it's been a while since they made a Revelations game, and 2 was very popular.
Shit.
So, very possibly a side story where you can get a little bit more of the characters that you don't typically see in the main series.
Yeah. Oh, Percy, that mic is not for you.
Percy wants to rub on the mic.
Yeah. He does. He really wants to. I told him that he could be a part of this, but he didn't have any relevant information. I was asking him about his opinions on certain games, and he just didn't really answer.
He's just excited for the Nintendo Treehouse.
Oh, yeah, you want to watch the Treehouse, bud?
He only wants to see cat lateral damage.
He wants to see cat lateral damage, too.
Yeah.
He's in it.
You probably get the Wholesome Direct if it's there.
So then, this is all speculation. because I don't know what Take-Two Interactive is going to show. But
I wasn't really sure.
I wrote down things that I am excited that they might do. Going, again, from most to least likely. And it's only 3 things.
Oh, sure.
A sequel to BioShock. I feel like...
They do BioShock.
Yeah. So I feel like BioShock might get a sequel. It's been a long time since Infinite.
It's been a long time since BioShock Infinite.
And since that was a mixed... Like, not a lot of people loved it. I enjoyed it.
I thought that game was trippy as fuck.
Yeah. I feel like it's about time for another BioShock.
Shit. That would be really cool.
It's the one I think is the most plausible.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's a beloved IP. It's been a long time since we've seen one. Now's a good time to come out of the gate swinging with it.
Now, we're going to go full... Probably not going to happen, but...
Yeah. We're going into speculation territory.
GTA 6.
Grand Theft Auto 6?
I specifically wrote in my notes, probably not.
They still gotta put Grand Theft Auto 5 on your fridge, on your GPS.
Yes. It's not on the
mobile
PS5
phone.
yet. Yeah. So
photocopier.
We're not gonna get into it.
Couldn't you play Grand Theft Auto 6 or 5 or whatever the fuck it was on your actual smart fridge?
5 is on everything. Yeah.
But Skyrim. I think you can actually play on.
There was a game you could play on your fridge.
Yeah.
To be honest, I wouldn't
I
wouldn't be surprised if.
They've been putting GTA 5 on absolutely fucking everything. 6 does feel a little far-fetched.
I agree. I wrote in my notes that I specifically don't think it's good. I actually have one more that personally I think is more likely, but also I feel like it's a long shot.
Sure. What do you think?
Max Payne.
Really?
Yeah. The thing is, I personally, I was like, Max Payne, that would be smart, right? Granted, specifically, they can't make a Max Payne 4 because of how 3 ended. I'm not going to get into it, but if you wanted to know, play the game. Essentially, they can't make a 4. They can't make Max Payne 4, but they could remake Max Payne.
That would be interesting.
And I feel like, because so many people, at least the younger generation, don't know what Max Payne is.
Yeah,
so it's fair. Like, it was the first, shooter where you could jump and then it was slow-mo and then you shoot your guns and stuff.
Yeah, it was all bullet time.
It's like, I feel like now it would be smarter.
They kind of showed off a game at the first Guerrilla thing that gave me strong Max Payne vibes.
Really?
Yeah. It's 2.5D.
Yeah.
So it's not quite
But the thing is, I genuinely think that it would make sense.
Possible.
It's kind of been dormant for a long time.
Yeah. So. If they're gonna dig up and revive an old franchise, that seems like
why not Max Payne?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe even they'll just put this trilogy on the Switch.
They could. Yeah, they might just do that. That would be the lame but effective way to do it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go heavy hitters. I want to say
talking about the big boys
in no particular order, but we know what's gonna be last. It's gonna be the top.
Yeah.
But now I'd like to talk about Square Enix.
Square Enix. Let's get absolutely crazy to start. Like, what's the dumbest shit?
Oh, you want my craziest option?
Sure.
Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I honestly.
Fuck yeah.
I
my bingo card? Chrono Trigger remastered.
Yeah.
My bingo card.
I genuinely think that the biggest possibility is that they will remake Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
And just port Chrono Trigger over. Because there's nothing wrong with Chrono Trigger. They put it on the DS. They put it on Steam recently, which apparently didn't get super hype reviews.
Oh,
the DS version was
very good.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you just put that game on the Switch, it will sell. That's not an issue.
There's no doubt in my mind. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Cross is on the PS1, a little dated. I'm not, but even they put Final Fantasy VII on the Switch. Why couldn't they? Granted, they remastered 8 a little bit.
Yeah. They
could even do that. Just up-res the game and then just put it on the Switch.
Yeah.
Or just on any console. it is the most far-fetched, but I feel like it's very possible.
Chrono Cross is interesting too in the sense that Chrono Cross got a really bad rap because people wanted it to be Chrono Trigger 2.
Yeah.
And it kind of just wasn't.
Well, that's the thing.
And like I think now it's distant enough from that it like a re-release of it might let it stand on its own.
Well, I actually think that it holds like it's been long enough where a lot of people have gone back and be like, well, Chrono Cross was a good game, you know?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I feel like it would give it its second life. Even Chrono Trigger, just bringing it to modern console, it's one of the best RPGs of all time.
Hell yeah.
So it would be dumb not to. You know?
I was gonna go a little more far fetched than that.
Sure, yeah, I'd love to hear.
That's very. I feel like that's still far fetched because I feel like it's a meme. Like everyone says Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Every year.
I tried to keep my Square Enix almost like pretty tight. I didn't want to go too speculative.
Oh, mine was grounded except for one.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
Think about this, okay? Kingdom Hearts 4. There's no fucking
It won't
way.
happen. Yeah.
There's no fucking
Just the
way.
fact that 3
Yeah.
came out a year or
Well,
two
see,
ago?
here's the thing. I feel like the only way it happens is if they show a logo and some really cryptic voice acting, and then we don't hear about it for 8 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
until 2030.
Yeah, that's the only way that Kingdom Hearts 4 gets shown off here. Is if we get nothing for a very long time afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like that is very far fetched. I'm not saying I wouldn't like it to happen.
We
but-
have had at least one Kingdom Hearts spin-off after 3.
Sure.
So
we're probably gonna get at least 2.
I know. I think we're gonna get more.
Yeah.
But I think since we've had one, technically, standards and practices, there needs to be at least one gap game in between every Kingdom Hearts game. But we got one, so we hit the minimum threshold.
We're gonna get Birth by Memories 573 days over 8.
That's probably what the title
And 5/4.
Roxas Sleep.
Yeah, featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Yeah.
Oh
Which
yeah,
honestly
and Sora's Dead.
would not
The
be
title.
surprised.
Yeah. Definitely what it's gonna be.
Oh, that would be like pie in the sky. I would love to see that shit. I don't think it's gonna happen,
That won't happen.
but we'll see. Now let's take a deep dive back into reality.
Yeah.
For a little while.
I'm
Let's see
gonna
what we got next.
go at least because now since we started from ridiculous, I'm gonna go from ridiculous up at least because mine are at least,
Sure, yeah. Works for me.
Near Replicant coming to the Switch.
Oh fuck! You think so?
I feel like that because it's a remake of the first Nier game, which is a PS3 game.
Yeah.
But it's out now. It's pretty small file size, and I feel
Yeah.
like the newest Nier is just too big to put on the Switch. It's like I forget how many gigabytes it is, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's huge.
But the old one, it's like what, like 8 to 10 gigabytes.
Yeah, not
it's
too
a standard
bad.
game. You could put it on a Switch cartridge.
Yeah. You won't be able to fit Automata.
No,
on
it might,
the Switch, but-
yeah. I mean, but
Near
Near
Replicant.
Replicant, you could do it. It might look. Who knows? And if they were going to put Automata on the Switch, maybe they'll do the cloud streaming like they did.
Oh, yeah, that something they could do. They do have that technology for the Switch.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
always an option.
Hitman 3 and
What was it?
a game that I don't really like. Control.
Control. Yeah, everyone liked Control. You didn't like it
I
that
did not
much.
like it.
That's right.
I was hoping I would, but
Yeah.
I did not.
Huh. Yeah, so that they do have that option. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Do you have another speculation, or?
I mean, it's probably when you also have. I have it on my bingo card. I want to see Dragon Quest 12 footage.
Oh, of course. I at least want to see the main character.
Yeah.
That's all I really
Yeah,
want to see.
just something beyond the logo.
Yeah, like just give me. Like, you don't have to show me the combat because I know that it's still a
Yeah,
work in
they're still
progress
working
and stuff.
on it, yeah.
But I would love to see at least what the main character looks like, and maybe just like a hint of what the world is. Maybe just like a little teaser of just like, hey.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna skip over this one because it's on my list of. I actually think that the possibility is high, but I don't know much about it. I'll just say it. It's Forspoken. Don't know much about it. It's Project Athia.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
Yeah, that's what it was originally
Yeah.
called, but they changed it to Forspoken. That's why I forgot.
That game looked.
The
That's the one that had
Shit
the
Piss
cool.
War? No.
Not
No.
not the shit piss war.
Actually, I specifically don't think we'll see shit piss war this
I
year.
want
Yeah.
Shit Piss
What is that
War.
game actually?
It's the
called?
Salt and Iron Project
Well, yeah,
or whatever.
no, it's the
Oh,
salt
Square
Iron
Triangle.
Project
Circle
Triangle
Square?
Strategy.
Project. Yeah, that was it. Project
Triangle Strategy.
Yes, Project Triangle Strategy. I said square triangle.
Yeah.
I was like circles X.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's become a meme. There's this war. One side is
It was over
out.
Salt and Iron.
Yeah,
It
they're
was called the
fighting
Salt
over-
Iron War.
Yeah, and somebody edited it on Twitter to say shit and piss, and it's the shit piss war. So now we just exclusively refer to that game as the shit piss war.
Well,
and I'm sure Square Enix would love that.
well, and the thing is that like they just keep on calling these games Project something.
Yeah,
And it's like,
Project Athia,
I-
Project Triangle Strategy.
Just either name it that or don't tell me the name.
Yeah,
Like,
don't
just
give me a project,
please,
because I don't know what the fuck.
that's the thing. Forspoken, I specifically was like, I don't know what game that is. Well, even like I wrote it in my notes because I'm sure when I wrote it, I knew what I was talking about.
Right, 'cause
But I'm
you
looking
saw
at
it.
it now, and I'm like, I don't want to. What is that? I don't know anything about that.
Is that
But
the one they did as like
the
a
Witch
demo? Yeah,
Yeah,
you do like
for
cool
Unreal
magic.
Engine 5. Yeah,
That looks cool as fuck.
it does look good,
Yeah.
but I hate the name.
Yeah, me too.
So
Me
but,
too.
yeah,
Forspoken.
yeah. So
Like Forsaken, but
yeah,
it's Square Enix.
It doesn't matter.
It's the name
Four
is
finger.
it might as well just be shit piss war.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
yeah. Forspoken 358 over 2 days.
Now, here is something that was leaked that is definitely happening.
I know what this is.
Final Fantasy Origins.
Final Fantasy Origins.
A Dark Souls based in the first Final Fantasy.
Not to be confused with Final Fantasy. I think it might be called Final Fantasy Origin.
Or it's Origin or Origins.
Yeah, because I believe Final Fantasy Origins is the name of the Game Boy game, which combines the original Final Fantasy 1 and 2 into one package. It was released in the United States.
Well, it is not that.
yeah,
It is
Final Fantasy Origin, probably.
It is a Dark Souls.
Tell me there's two fucking Final Fantasy games that's defined by an S at the end.
There are more than 2 Final Fantasies that are defined by an S at the end. It's all of them.
So many of them.
That's
Yes.
the real shit piss war.
But no,
The shit piss war is between Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest.
Twink on twink violence.
Twink on twink violence.
The game.
and whoever
Oh my
wins
God.
depends on which country you're in.
Yeah,
And-
that's true.
But no, Final Fantasy Origin, or the one with the S.
Yeah.
Origins.
Final Fantasy Dark Souls.
Basically, yeah, a Dark Souls game and set in the very first world that they created for Final Fantasy. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm not typically a Final Fantasy guy, but this sounds
gonna be
very
good.
intriguing.
I mean, I want to know what it means. Are we gonna have classes,
Well,
like traditional jobs?
I've heard
Can
that
I be a red mage?
it isn't going to be like a straight up like it is going to be a Souls-like, but it is going to be its own thing. It won't be
I feel like it's gonna. That means it's probably gonna have Final Fantasy jobs.
probably
Like
I
to
can
kind of
imagine.
customize
like
your
a black mage or
Oh
whatnot.
man, I would love that so much.
You know, the jobs. Red mage, white mage,
Steve.
green mage, being homeless, I guess, are the options.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs,
Yeah.
country bumpkin.
Yeah.
Are there more jobs than mage? No
Guy
one
in
ever
a bunny
figured it
hat.
out. Yeah.
Like yeah.
Or
Girl.
that man who was mad about everyone stealing our jobs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then
Jesus.
I feel like Final Fantasy 16 is probably going to shut off more.
I want to see more footage for it.
Yeah, it would make sense.
I want to see combat system.
It looks edgy. It looks dark,
It
just
does
like
look edgy.
and Final Fantasy Origin. Those are the other dark games that we were talking about.
Yeah.
But I think that's very popular.
I'm a big fan of all those ideas. As we mentioned before, because it was done by Square Enix, I think that is also where we're going to see more of Life is Strange True Colors. And I think that's going to be where we see more of the I think they said they were doing like a Life is Strange remaster, like a collection.
Yeah, the original. Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to probably see more information about that. If we don't already have a release date, we'll probably get it for that, since I imagine it's coming fairly soon.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then they're probably also going to talk about Marvel Avengers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up because I don't care.
Yeah. That game's pretty bad.
Actually, there's one other thing that I think was rumored about it, and then there's possibly a Guardians of the Galaxy also.
Oh, fuck. Okay,
So,
cool.
But I don't care if it's made by the same people who made
Yeah,
Marvel.
yeah. It's
So
I don't have a lot of faith
yeah.
in that in particular.
So with that said and done, it's time for Xbox and Bethesda.
Ooh, here we go. We're into the big hitters.
Yeah, we're in the final two. The final countdown.
The final two. Microsoft. Everything to gain. Not a lot to lose.
They have some things to
They
lose.
have some things to
If
lose.
they show nothing but Halo Infinite for the 90 minutes that they have.
But, like, do we really think they're going to do that?
Maybe.
No, because Bethesda has one half.
Bethesda has.
So they can
At
only do
least-
45 minutes.
Well, it depends on whether or not they actually did an even split. They might have 20 minutes. Who knows?
Yeah, they might only give Bethesda a
Because
little bit.
what are they going to say? Skyrim?
Yeah.
Again?
Well, that's the thing. Like let's get.
This
let's
one
get
man
nuts.
screams Skyrim
Let's-
and then it
oh,
ends.
yeah. Let's get absolutely nuts. Bethesda
Yeah,
and Xbox.
so we're going to start from craziest to least crazy
Yeah.
speculation.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Of course. No, it won't happen.
It won't happen,
But
but it's gonna happen.
I pray to God it does. I don't even like Skyrim. I don't want to say that. I played the intro to Skyrim so many times, and I've never been able to get through it.
Yeah. Todd Howard is going to wow us, I think, with that. I think he's going to come out. He's going to say Elder Scrolls 6. He's going to talk about how, it was so hard because technology didn't exist to do all the powerful things that they wanted to do with Elder Scrolls 6, but now the technology exists, and now they can do it. And then hopefully it is a buggy disaster. But, as is traditional for the Elder Scrolls series. I'm very excited about it.
My far shot, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Why wouldn't that be an Ubisoft show?
Well, the thing is, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to happen.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. I see where you're coming from. Okay.
But that
makes
is
sense.
my biggest thing is that I do not think it's going to happen. But if we're going to go with something that is strictly on Xbox,
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima. There has been rumors of a Hideo Kojima exclusive game, and one of the backing things to that was that Phil Spencer had I forget the name of it, but
Phil Spencer, head of the Xbox Game Division.
yes, had one of Hideo Kojima's figures on his shelf. And
Oh, and he was talking about how everything on the shelf had meaning.
everything specifically has meanings, and I forget. It's Ludens. Ludens is what the thing...
Yeah, the spaceman.
Yeah, the spaceman that has a skeleton. The Kojima's, his logo, essentially.
Right.
So everyone's thinking that it could be a Hideo Kojima exclusive game to the
New
Xbox.
Kojima game for the Xbox.
And Kojima did
That'd
say
be-
that he was working on a horror game.
Oh, shit.
So who knows?
That'd be huge for the Series X.
It would be
That would
a
be big
big,
for Microsoft.
big thing. It's not PT, but I
It's
wish
not
it were.
PT. Oh, if it was only fucking
Yeah.
PT.
Um,
Nothing will ever be PT. Shit, what else could we possibly get? I have one. It's on my bingo list. No one's gonna care except for you, Ryan. I assume you're listening, and this one's for you, buddy. I want either a remaster or I want a sequel to fucking Lost Odyssey. Have you ever heard of Lost Odyssey?
I own Lost Odyssey.
Oh,
it is made by
yeah.
the person who made Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Mistwalker Studios. Was a
Yeah,
bunch of people who
I
left.
heard it was on, 3 discs? Or 4?
It was 3. I think it was 3
Yes.
discs. Yeah.
But I own it digitally on the Series X.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I got it for like $5.
Shit.
Yeah, so I was like,
That's dope.
yeah, I think that would be a good idea. It didn't perform as well as it probably should have when it came out.
It was it's a phenomenal RPG. I'm a big fan of RPGs. That one in particular, the gameplay was hilariously fun and customizable. And the soundtrack is immense. Like every song on that soundtrack is an absolute fucking banger. And on top of that, Lost Odyssey has this really unique mechanic. I won't get into it too much because part of it spoils the game. But basically, occasionally you will receive memories of some of your player characters' pasts. Some of them have amnesia, and they'll begin to regain. You'll go to areas and you'll have memories. The gameplay cuts away, and it moves into this interactive storytelling sequence where it tells the story of that memory, and those stories are emotional, tear-jerking, heart-wrenching, some of the most, like, visceral experiences that I've had playing an RPG. I desperately want that game to be in more people's collective conscience, and I really hope that we see something from... I don't even know if Mistwalker Studios is still together, but, like, I want to see something.
That is a good question. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Another game that I think is going to be coming out, or at least shown, Psychonauts 2.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot from it.
The last thing I heard about it was Jack Black 2... not Jack Black 2.
Yeah.
Jack Black recorded some audio for it.
Yeah, he was gonna be in it, yeah. He was excited about it, too. I remember him talking about it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's got to be close to done, if not actually done. And ready to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty close.
If not done. Yeah. And then a game that I hope they show, because they really only showed it, like, basically what is essentially a splash screen.
Sure.
Fable.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I actually forgot.
Yeah. They're coming out with a new Fable game, whether or not it's a sequel or a remake, or no one really knows.
The continuation of Wolf Among Us? Or fucking Wolf Among Us,
No. Fable is an RPG that is... I know what you're talking about, because Wolf Among Us has fables. Mm-hmm. But you're right. This is a total different tangent. Probably won't show up at Xbox.
Right.
But they were talking about making the Wolf Among Us 2.
Oh, fuck. So we might actually see something.
We could see something from Wolf Among Us 2.
Sounds like the Summer Games Fest thing, possibly.
Most likely.
Oh, yeah. It's their favorite game. They love to wait till we're talking to drink from their water bottle.
Yeah.
It's like they know.
And I'm just going to say these in passing, because who cares? Starfield, Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, we're going to see car game. Starfield, they've been talking about, hey, we're going to show off Starfield forever.
Technically, Forza Horizon 5 is a new game that people are speculating on.
Oh,
but
I see.
I don't care.
We're going to see car game. Every single year we get car game.
Yeah.
At Xbox.
I'm cool with some car game, but I don't care about this card game. We'll talk about that card game later.
Rest in peace to the event organizers who, due to the digital nature of this, will not be able to wheel an actual Maserati out onto the stage like I'm sure they do ritually to appease their dark god every year. Unfortunately, that won't be
cars?
Yes.
Speaking of a dark god, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Oh shit, I forgot Hellblade was
I feel like Hellblade 2 is probably going to be shown off.
We don't know if it's coming out. We just know it's potential.
It is confirmed.
Yeah.
To happen. It is happening.
That's what I thought.
Just we've only seen a little bit of it. Like we've only seen like the essentially a teaser trailer.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see it.
So that is probably Halo Infinite will be shown.
We're definitely seeing Halo.
They have to show it. People have been speculating that they hope that they just show a side by side of like what it used to look like and what it now looks like.
Ooh.
The exact same trailer, but like, hey,
that would be nice.
This is what we fixed.
That would be really nice. Yeah.
And then two other things, not necessarily game specific announcements, but the first thing is Game Pass announcements.
See, I have a theory about this too, because you had brought up earlier about the Ludin statue that was in the background, and how Phil Spencer has said that in those events, anything that he had on his shelves in the background had potential meaning, and he always had a Nintendo Switch.
That is actually what I have in like the little brackets. I have Game Pass announcements, quote Nintendo Switch. It might be a Game Pass announcement of either, possibly both, of acquiring something or putting Game Pass on the Switch.
See, the thing is, like, I feel like for me, the idea of Xbox Game Pass coming to the Switch and just, like, being able to pay for that subscription and then immediately having, like, probably hundreds of Xbox games available on your Switch. Like, even if it takes a while for games to show up.
The thing is,
like,
I think it will be a curated list of, like, specifically, like, Nintendo choosing.
So much.
Yeah. I don't think it will be hundreds. I think it will be something akin to, let's say, 50 games.
Yeah, I mean,
that's still worth it.
Yeah.
The thing is, if it's the same price as it is on the Xbox, which is $15 a month.
Right. Yeah. If you play a lot of games, like
it pays for itself.
Yeah. Xbox Game Pass is like one of the best deals in games right now.
Yeah.
So
I'd say is the best game in dealing games.
You can play so many games for. I mean, it's a monthly subscription, so if you don't play the games, it's not worth it. But if you do play the games, it's so many games for so little money.
And I have one last thing from a pretty reputable leaker named Cloveril.
Okay, yeah.
He says that
come across my field of vision.
They have the Xbox and Bethesda have 5 new AAA games to announce.
5 new?
5 new AAA games to announce.
Weird.
And so...
Okay.
That, I'm unsure of. It could be Forza Horizon 5, right?
Yeah,
It could be stuff like that. Yeah. But there are at least 5 brand new titles that we don't know about.
Shit.
So... It's pretty exciting, at least.
That'd be pretty good.
So,
I do also want to say, jumping back to the previous one, hopefully not to deflate anyone's hype about the possibility of a Game Pass Switch crossover. It could just be Master Chief and Smash.
Honestly, I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
like it'd be a big thing, but I honestly I could pass on it. But to be fair, we're on Game Pass. We're on Fighter Pass 3, right?
This is Fighter Pass 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
they haven't announced the 3. They said Fighter Pass 2 is going to be it.
Chances are there won't be another Microsoft, because Microsoft has had 2 characters in
with
one
Banjo and Steve.
Yeah,
so that's fair.
Technically, I mean, Steve is a Mojang character, but it is, or Microsoft, whatever.
But Microsoft licenses it. Yeah, and I think that because of that, I feel like that makes me feel better. Not because I don't necessarily want Master Chief in the game. I think he'd probably be an interesting Smash character. I think people will be annoying and complain because they'll be like, I want Master Chief in Smash, and the second he gets in there, like, ugh, another projectile character.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that he's not that likely makes the Game Pass on Switch thing more likely. I feel good about that.
I mean, I feel like this is a perfect lead into Nintendo. Let's just start it off with new Smash character.
So
they are going to announce a new Smash character.
We are definitely, I think, getting one Smash character.
We are possibly getting 2.
I think it could be very much like E3 2019, where they showed us the trailer for Hero and then said, hey, he's coming out later on.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, like, wait, one more thing, here's Banjo-Kazooie.
Exactly.
I think we're going to, like, it's been a while since Pyro and Mythra came out. I think we see the new character's trailer right off the bat. I think we get a release date of in a couple days at most. And then I think at the end of the conference, we see, here's the trailer for the next character.
I was actually thinking the same thing, open and close with a Smash character.
Yeah, when they did it in 2019 and it was hype.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's the thing. It almost is like a golden rule of thumb, like, you will have a successful conference if you open and close with a Smash character.
Yeah, everyone wants that.
Nintendo has, historically, with the end of Smash Fighter Passes, disappointed people.
True.
The last character of a Smash, so it could, maybe turn out not great for them.
Yeah, because the last character for the first Fighter Pass was Byleth, who I loved because I'm a big Three Houses fan, but a lot of people were very disappointed about it.
Yeah, well, they suck.
Yeah, Hannah was so on board with Byleth. We didn't expect that at all.
I'm on the...
I didn't expect jack shit because I don't expect things.
Fair.
I'm on the side of I don't care, but it is another sword.
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
Smash,
Who complains about that?
Everybody.
A lot of people complain about that.
With a big old, small, big baby.
It's just another Fire Emblem character that just wields a sword.
Every time you complain about a Fire Emblem character, I'll add another one. Oh, you didn't like Marth? Add another one.
Yeah. Marth has been in it for a while, but
yeah, I got now voice.
We got Marth.
Complaining.
We got small Marth. Yeah.
We got red Marth.
We got bigger Marth.
We got green Marth. We got white Marth.
Got Girl Marth.
Yeah.
And Girl Marth's dead.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. We do.
Yeah. But that's the thing.
Nerd
so
Marth?
I hope Crash Bandicoot.
Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
I hope Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, on the Switch?
No, Smash.
Oh, for
Smash.
Smash.
We're talking about Smash characters.
Oh, I mean, Crash Bandicoot
Crash Bandicoot and Fire Emblem.
I want Sora, but I've
The thing
always
is,
wanted
everyone wants Sora. I
It's
don't
not
think
gonna
it'll
happen.
happen.
It's not going to happen. I know.
I feel like
want
Crash
Sora.
will happen because
Crash will
for
probably
one,
happen.
the moveset. It just makes sense
Yeah.
in Smash.
Crash is like.
But then again,
an
actually
easy
no.
call.
I was gonna say because they have to go to Sony. They don't because Activision owns that.
True.
So it wouldn't even be a Sony crossover.
Yep. It's easy. It's easy.
Said Crash and Croc.
Yeah, no one cares about Croc, unfortunately, but I love Croc.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Croc, the Legend of the Gobos.
Put Croc.
Yeah.
Put Ty the Tasmanian
Put a Gobo.
Tiger in
Yeah.
Smash.
I would love Ty the
Ty the Tasmanian
I
Tiger.
honestly, they remade the first one. They should remake the other two.
Yeah.
Put Carmen Sandiego in Smash.
Yes,
Yeah.
Carmen Sandiego and the Secret of the Stolen Drums. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's just not bring me up.
Don't put her in the
stuff.
roster because they don't have any more room, and then everyone just
Because they can't find her.
Yeah, where in the world?
Where in the world is
Put
San Diego?
Put
Yeah.
dysentery.
She's already in the
Smash.
game.
Aw.
No,
Yeah.
she's already in the
Oh
game.
yeah, Carmen
Question
Sandiego
mark.
was always in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been there the whole
Yeah.
time. She just you can't find her.
Yeah, you just can't find. Yeah, she's gone.
John Cena.
He wishes he
You
was
can't
Carmen
see me.
Sandiego.
You know what? Okay, unironically, I know we're talking about joke characters, and this is going to sound like it, but unironically, character I really want to see in Smash, Phoenix Wright.
That'd be so fun.
Oh, that's
I
a
would,
goof.
I would love.
I've never seen his legs. They're not gonna do it.
I've seen
He's-
his
he's
legs.
got-
Oh yeah, no, he does. He's
He's
in
in
a
Marvel
fighting.
vs. Capcom.
Yeah, I
It's
was
a
gonna say.
desk.
It's
He's
not gonna
in a
happen.
fighting game.
No, it won't happen.
He's in a fighting game.
Yeah,
You
but that's why he
totally-
won't get it because he's
Yeah.
already in a fighting game.
I want him and Edgeworth to
Yeah.
like have skins
I want
and.
him and Edgeworth to kiss.
I mean, yeah, that's not where I was going with this.
Yeah, but they could be character swaps of each
They
other.
put Spider-Man in Smash before him.
Before Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about
I-
that. That
It's-
feels far fetched.
No, it's just they.
I feel like someone's
what
gonna
I
get
what I'm
sued.
gonna say is they won't put either. Is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Is they're not gonna put
alright,
either of them.
alright.
I mean, granted, I'm not trying to like dash your hopes, but it's
What's
Well,
what
you
do
did.
Yeah.
Well, you did, Brandon.
What do you think is the worst character they could put in?
The worst character that they could put into Smash. The worst character they could put into Smash, off the top of my head,
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Tails.
Miles?
It's like it just
Tails
wouldn't be
Prowl.
worth it. Like
Tails?
Yeah,
Tails
Tails
from Sonic.
Tails, the
Why
fox.
is he the worst?
Because it just. Why would they add Tails? Like right now, it makes no sense why they would add. Like I'm trying to think of like something that they would viably do, and what they would be like not very well received.
He asked you what would be the worst.
What the worst
He didn't say it would be
ever?
realistic.
Okay, then I'd say.
I mean, like the worst ever. That's
an
a-
ant.
That's
An
feud. That's feud.
Ants are pretty strong. They can
No,
hold like three
just
times.
Sakurai's aunt, her aunt.
Oh, her aunt.
Yeah, his aunt. Yeah, just put Sakurai's aunt in it, and that's the worst character.
No,
you could
wait.
have.
No.
Actually, though, Sakurai. Just
No,
put
that is
Sakurai
the best
That's
character.
the best.
Yeah.
Just put Masahiro Sakurai in Smash.
Yeah,
Here's the janitor that works at your high school.
yeah.
New Smash character.
Oh yeah.
You can
the
already
one with-
make that.
Yeah, the one with the lazy eye. Yeah.
Just make
I
him
like
me
that guy.
and just dress him up. It'll,
Yeah.
yeah, it works.
Um,
Honestly, though, that's a tough question because it's like really people would be hyped over anything. You could put anything.
they've already given us.
You
so
could make
much.
the
We have been
bag.
fed.
You can make the bag from the training an actual character
Oh,
in
like a
Smash,
sandbag?
and that would be okay.
I'd be kind of.
People would be like, "Oh,
Yes, the bag!
that's what I mean." You could literally add to anyone,
Yeah.
and people would be hyped about it.
Someone would be like.
Someone
"Fuck
would love it."
yeah."
I'd say the thing that people would be the most upset about is another Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, probably.
That's the thing that people would be the most upset about. Granted, people would still be hyped for it, but I feel like that's probably the you don't put another Fire Emblem character. There are too many in there already.
I think that's fair.
I'd love to see put another Fire Emblem character.
Just put
Yeah.
Marth 2.
Do it again.
Literally,
Do it
Mark
again.
2, Electric
Like,
Boogaloo.
It's Marth but with Groucho Marx glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah, like
me.
I'm not Marth.
It's me,
It's
Chrome.
me. Chrome. Just because people would be pissed about it, I'd love another one.
Honestly, I'd be mad.
That's beautiful.
I will be mad.
That's beautiful, really. I love that.
But
I want to see, and I'm sure you know what I'm going to do. I want to see more footage, and like better quality footage of Pokemon Legends Arceus.
oh yeah, I think that with them announcing that it's going to be coming out January 18th. I feel like they genuinely have to.
Yeah,
You know.
it's too early next year for them to not give us.
You know what?
Milk
I don't even. People will buy it anywhere. Anyway,
Right.
it makes no like. Even though the trailer doesn't look as good as it probably should, people will buy it.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
It's a Pokemon.
Yeah, like I've already decided I'm buying it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, I want it to look better because I feel like, you know, I think they could do better.
Yeah,
But
sure.
They
can do
don't.
better.
They do not have to.
Yeah, that's
It can come out
it's Game Freak.
how
know
they
don't
showed
have
it,
to.
and it would sell 3 million copies in its first day.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
That's very true. It's an open world Pokemon game. It's going to fly off.
There's so much hype around it that I feel like, you know, I'm burnt out on all the hype around it. I hope it looks and plays better than it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Because I love Pokemon and I want it to be good.
Right.
That's where I'll leave that.
Other stuff that I don't expect but would very much love. I want to see Bayonetta 3 stuff.
Bayonetta at least is more likely than Metroid, even though at least Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I don't think we see Metroid Prime 4. I think we may see Metroid.
Yes.
But I don't think we see Prime 4.
I agree. I think the 2D Metroid that they've been rumoring is probably going to be there.
Shit.
Yeah, because there has been rumors of a 2D Metroid happening. And it is a lot of anniversaries this year. Metroid, Donkey Kong, Zelda, and Kid Icarus.
Shit.
All have anniversaries this year. Donkey Kong being the oldest with his 40th anniversary this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They've got to do something for it, right?
There has been rumors of the Super Mario Odyssey team working on a possibly 2D Donkey Kong. People really want it to be a 3D Donkey Kong.
Sure, understandable.
Everyone thinks it's going to be that 2.5D situation, but everyone wants it to be a true successor to Donkey Kong 64 because there has not been another 3D Donkey Kong since.
Yeah.
2D
Donkey Kong, yeah.
And another thing is that people were worried. It's like, well, it's the people who make Super Mario Odyssey. Like, they weren't worried about the game because obviously they're a good developer.
Yeah.
But this has actually happened before, where a team who has worked on Mario makes a Donkey Kong game, and I believe that the last one it was Jungle Beat.
Oh, wow.
So essentially, it will be at least a new innovation in the Donkey Kong series, regardless. So hopefully, we see that.
Donkey Konga 3.
To be fair, I wouldn't be shocked.
I love Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I could be cool with like.
I beat the shit out of those mangas.
Literally, I could. You could use the Joy-Cons.
Oh, fuck.
You know, it could be like a
Donkey
drumming
Konga
Donkey Kong
3.
game, but you're like, you know,
Donkey Konga.
they could genuinely do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Donkey Konga.
People have been talking that they might not show off Splatoon 3 this year.
Really? I was
Yeah.
just about to ask, do you think we're going to see Splatoon 3? Interesting.
Personally, I think so, but it depends on because when did they say it was it 2022 release?
I don't even
year?
know if they gave us.
I don't think. I don't even think so either. But I think that it's probably going to be 2022. So I don't know.
Surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about the Donkey Kong. According to one of the leakers that his name is Zippo.
Sure.
For Metroid 35th anniversary, apparently they have a 2D game done.
Oh,
made,
fuck.
Made
Okay.
by Mercury Steam.
What did they do?
I believe Mercury Steam made Samus Returns.
Oh, shit.
So,
okay.
Everyone thinks that, like, oh, it could be Metroid Fusion remake.
Oh, wow.
Because, you know, they had done, what was it? Metroid Zero Mission, which was the first Metroid game remade. And then they remade Samus Returns, which is the second game.
Yeah.
So the next game in that lineology would be Fusion.
A remake of the third one.
Yeah.
Fuck. That would be kind of sick, yeah.
So I have a few other things. Do you have a...
Breath of the Wild 2? Do you think
I think we at least see some footage.
I think so, too.
I don't know if we see any... I mean,
another on the list of edgy games coming up.
Yeah.
With we've seen Dead Ganondorf in the first trailer.
possibly
We
the
know it's gonna be
edgiest of all the games.
Potentially, yeah. Go and get
Speaking of which,
Majora's Mask vibes.
the Zelda 35th anniversary, I hope
Oh, yeah.
I hope that they do something about it. I really, really want to see... I mean, who knows? They might even hold it off until post when Skyward Sword comes out. because
Sure.
I don't know if they want to compete with Skyward Sword.
Understandable.
Mainly because it already kind of has a bad rap. Because
with the whole
almost being called the worst Zelda.
Yes. And then the amiibo thing.
Yeah, and the amiibo thing. I don't think they want to add, like, oh, hey, here's Wind Waker and Twilight Princess coming out later than that. Would dampen the sales of Skyward Sword.
People would be like,
people would be like, well, fuck this.
Those
yeah.
are games I want to play.
Yeah. So, I feel like we honestly won't get Zelda's 35th anniversary at...
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
they might show Breath of the Wild too, but
the thing is, like, I think that when they announced Skyward Sword, that kind of was like, I don't know if we're gonna get anything more, because now it's like, are you gonna butt into Skyward Sword?
It is just a shame that they won't even acknowledge the fact that it's Zelda's 35th anniversary.
I know, that kind of sucks. You know what though? There is one thing that I was thinking about, and Hannah, I don't know if you played this game. I feel like maybe you have. But we just got a remake for the Switch of Miitopia.
Yes, a 3DS game.
Was that sarcasm or something?
No, I was going to say.
I was like, we literally just talked about me playing Miitopia a bunch.
I don't know if you're going to enjoy this like theory come up with it. What if that trend continues? Sure. What if we see a Switch version of Tomodachi Life?
What? That'd be nuts.
Yeah, Tomodachi Life. I think because the thing is like. I don't imagine it's going to take that much more effort from a development team that already made Miitopia to then turn around and work on something like that.
It depends on how much the bottom... I'm not really familiar with Tomodachi. I don't know how much the bottom screen was used. Or, like, the top screen, I guess.
Oh, that's true, because you'd have to
it really depends, like, because I feel like games like Samus Returns are not really super light.
Hannah, you played the shit out of Tomodachi Life, I can only
imagine. Yes, I did.
How much was the bottom screen used?
Or vice versa, the top screen as well.
The top screen wasn't used, like, really that much, other than just, like, as the display. The bottom screen was where most of the, like, action happened.
But what happened on the top screen while you were playing?
It, like, displayed all the different things that happened. Like, you could, like, move people through apartments.
Would you be able to play the game without that top?
Without the top screen?
Yeah.
No.
So, I feel like Tomodachi is probably far-fetched, then.
That's hard.
Because it does make it difficult if you essentially cut off one of those screens.
Well, they could probably find a way to, like, mash it together as the real thing.
Because
like
one of them was just a display. It wasn't like there wasn't, like, something you could pick an option off of.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
They kind of
they might be able to, like, make it into a small, like, square.
Well, no, because I realized they've done that with Miitopia, where they used to use the bottom and the top screen while you were, like, walking down pathways to display where you were going and what was happening.
Oh, and then they just made it into, like,
a smaller screen in the corner.
Yeah. I mean, if that's possible to do with Tomodachi Life, yeah.
I mean, they could probably do that. They could... I'm sure they're smarter than me. They could figure out a way to make it happen.
But that's the thing is, like, it's whether or not it's a risk reward thing. It's like if it would be like an ease of use thing, or if it would make it too complicated to the point where it's not worth it.
No, I feel like they could make it cohesive.
Okay.
Like, there wasn't a lot of times where you were using the top screen or the bottom screen in a way where you couldn't kind of overlap those things and make them appealing to the eye.
Okay.
Shit. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it could possibly happen. I kind of would like to see it. I think they did a phenomenal job with the Miitopia.
I mean, Nintendo, I'd fucking play the shit out of it again. Especially if you keep the updated Miis, like, make better ways to make Miis.
Better Miis, like, with Miitopia, but then put them in Tomodachi Life. That would fucking
hell
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
Yeah, that would be... I feel like that's kind of a little bit of a left field call, but I think it could happen, and I would like it.
Dude, if it happens, I'd be done with E3. I'd be good.
That's all you need.
That's all I
just need Tomodachi Life. Just give me that. Perfect. Is there anything else we're expecting from Nintendo?
I have four more things I could talk about.
Sure.
Two are very... I want to say most of them are not very likely.
Oh.
Would you have any things that you want to say?
That I can think of off the top of my head. I'm looking at stuff on my bingo card. I think we've pretty much talked about most of the things I'm expecting. Oh, shit. There is one more. There have been rumors of a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up because...
Yeah, I'll start with that because I'm excited about that. Some people have been saying they think it might be a new Fire Emblem game. I think it might be too early after Three Houses for them to really have another full-fledged game unless that game's coming out a few years from now. However, a remaster of an old game in the vein of Shadow Dragon, which was remastered for the DS, or Echo's Shadows of Valencia, which was remastered for the 3DS. A remaster of Genealogy of the Holy War.
Yeah, I actually have notes from Zippo, who is a very prolific leaker, saying that either Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War or a Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn collection remaster.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn will be a huge collection.
Either one or the other, or
both of those games
collection.
are extremely popular, and on top of that, Path of Radiance is so fucking expensive.
Exactly. Now. So I feel like, you know, it would almost make sense because Nintendo isn't making money on that.
Yeah.
So it would almost make sense to give people an easier way to play it and then make the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
That they are clearly missing out on.
Completely logical.
It's $300. If you sell it for $60, people will be like, well, I'm going to buy that just out of pure...
Yeah.
It is more than 3 times less.
Nintendo either makes no money or they make $60.
Yeah.
You might as well sell it for $60.
Yeah, so...
Absolutely.
It's just a smart move.
No, I think that's great. Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. I'm super hyped for that, although Genealogy is a big Fire Emblem game amongst like really hardcore fans who played the Japanese. That one was never released in the US.
I feel like that one is more likely.
I would very much like to see that.
Now, this is just going to be a quick thing because it's not, super confirmed. But there's rumors of possible other localizations akin to games like the Famicom Detective Club. Games that were only released in Japan.
Famicom Detective Club is really cool, actually.
There's another game called Buddy Mission Bond.
I've never heard of that.
It is... I'm going to bring up pictures of it. If you guys want to see these, please look them up.
Search Buddy Mission Bond.
Yeah.
To see what we're looking at here.
But it is a video game that is out for the Switch and is drawn by One Punch Man artist Yusuke Murata.
Oh, shit!
And basically it is almost similar to the Famicom Detective Club, where you're a detective, and it's... essentially, think of like a Phoenix Wright detective game, except you're not going to be in court or anything like that.
Yeah, you're just like solving mysteries with your group of bare knuckle bruisers.
Yeah, exactly. And it's drawn by the guy who draws One Punch Man.
Wow.
So
that sounds like a neat game.
It's a game that came out on Switch in Japan, and I would love it over here.
Sure.
Something that I think would be great.
That could be really cool.
So I got 3 more things. I'm going to go from most to least possible.
Sure.
A new Kirby game.
Oh,
yeah. It has been a very long time since Kirby came out on the Switch, and I feel like it makes sense. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It was Kirby's
birthday.
Yeah, it was Kirby's birthday.
Kirby's birthday. I know it happened at some point this year.
I can't remember what that Kirby game was called. But
the most recent one?
Yes.
Superstar Ultra?
No.
Or Star Allies.
Star Allies.
For the Switch.
So I feel like it's time. It was like 2017.
Yeah.
So it would make sense. It's been 4 years.
I was talking with my friend Emily actually the other day, because she played through Kirby Planet Robobot for the 3DS.
Yeah, which I've heard is an incredible
game. That game is so fucking good, and it didn't get enough credit. So, like, even if we saw, like...
a Robobot.
Yeah.
I've heard that Robobot is debatably one of the best Kirby games
That's
ever.
what Emily was saying, too, yeah. It's, like, one of the best ones.
I've heard that,
so
it's almost better than just the typical formulaic Kirby game that they've been doing. Like, anything where they change up and do something new, I've heard is actually more fun.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now,
I love me a good Kirby game.
Here is something that is less likely, but still very
still
possible.
Within the realm of possibility.
Super Mario Party 2.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. There's rumors that after the first game got a patch for online, that was almost a testing grounds to see how a Super Mario Party 2 might work online.
Oh,
so
I see. Then Nintendo does that, where they test
and then
waters for future content.
And The thing is, no console of Nintendo's has had less than 3 Mario parties, except for the Wii U.
Shit.
So I feel like it's just a matter of time before
We have to
Super
get
Mario Party 2 has to come out.
Yeah.
It just will happen.
That's very
eventually.
reasonable.
Is your last prediction WarioWare?
It is not. But that is a
should
good
talk
point.
about
Yeah. People don't think it's going to show up at this E3. But recently, on a survey that Nintendo was sending to many people, that WarioWare, they were asking what you would pay for a new WarioWare title. Would you pay $50? Would you pay $60? I feel like WarioWare would be smart on the Switch.
I agree. I love WarioWare.
Just the Joy-Cons alone, you can do so many different, fun WarioWare-esque things.
Crazy prediction.
I liked
They
WarioWare.
announced WarioWare, shadow drop it that day.
It would be fantastic, and everyone will buy it.
Yeah.
Literally.
I would buy it that day.
I love WarioWare games, and it would be great to have one on the Switch.
Fuck yeah.
Now, for my biggest hope game
Oh boy.
for the Switch,
Here it is.
Mario Kart 9.
Mario Kart 9.
Yes. Or what's rumored is called Mario Kart Maximum.
Yeah. I have heard
But
this
I
rumor.
don't know.
Intense rumor.
Basically, it's gonna be like essentially the Smash Ultimate of Mario Kart games.
Yeah. Like,
Where the rumor is that there's gonna have every previous Mario Kart track with 54 playable Mario characters,
yeah.
or not necessarily Mario specifically,
But like characters that were in a Mario Kart game.
yeah. Or I mean, who knows? They might even make it. It could be quote unquote Nintendo Kart. You know,
Fuck,
where
yeah.
you have
Mario Kart
Kirby.
Maximum.
Yeah, you know, who knows?
Could be everything.
It could be anything, and I really,
Sonic.
it has been since, I believe, 2014 since a new Mario Kart game.
Shit.
It has been...
Wait, 2014?
2014 is when
Really?
Mario Kart 8 was released. The first one for Wii U.
Oh, and then the deluxe edition came out on Switch, but it's still Mario Kart 8.
I'm going to double check and make sure.
No,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
sounds right.
The only thing that they added was DLC.
Jesus. Yeah, it's been so long. It's probably time.
I feel like it is a matter of time before eventually... I mean, yes, it was May 29th, 2014 when the first Mario Kart 8 came out.
So it'd be almost 7 years.
7 years since a new Mario Kart
just
game
like
came
a
out.
few weeks shy of 7 years.
It almost would... I mean, the problem is that Mario Kart 8 is the best selling game on the Switch.
Yeah, so
It
it's
is.
like...
Why would they try to compete with themselves? But also, eventually something has to.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just keep selling Mario Kart 8 because eventually everyone who owns a Switch will have it. If you show off a new Mario Kart, then more people will buy a Switch.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
true.
I feel like
It's true.
that's one of the biggest reasons people buy a Switch in the first place, because Mario Kart 8.
I
But if
agree.
you have a new Mario Kart with brand new things, people will be even more inclined to get their new system. Who knows? Maybe if they come out with a and Super Nintendo Switch,
If a Super Nintendo Switch...
it might be the seller.
Nintendo
Like, oh
Switch.
hey, you can get it either like these certain things if you get
Well,
the Super Switch, or
If you're gonna drop a console, you need a killer app. Right?
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
something that's gonna make people want to buy it. Switch did it with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
They said, hey, day one you can play Breath of the Wild on
except
the Switch.
the Wii U also had it.
Right.
so
the Wii U did also have it.
It
That's
would
right.
make sense just
to have Switch and Switch Pro
Exactly.
Super Nintendo Switch, whatever.
Just have something
version
big.
of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the same logic that they used for Breath of the Wild, and I think if they
and
really do-
Twilight Princess.
yeah.
They did it
with
for GameCube and the Wii. Yeah.
And if they intend to like put out a new console at some point this year, I feel like you need a big game like Mario Kart to sell it, and that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, and I feel like Nintendo is probably sitting on some big games.
Yeah, I feel like they've been quiet, and I feel like they're waiting to just kind of drop the bomb on us.
They've been
We
pretty
got-
good about hiding what they're going, because I feel like
We got 40 minutes of just Wildlands craziness. I
yeah,
hope.
possibly 40 plus that hour of
Plus
the
the
treehouse.
treehouse, yeah,
So
true.
like an hour and 40 minutes of definite games, and then an hour of maybe they'll show like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So
There it is.
yeah.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much this year. We don't know what any of it's going to be, but it's so exciting.
Yeah, the speculation, and
It's starting.
you know, it's we're at least as the time of this recording, we're less than a week away, and
less than a week. And by the time you all hear this, we will be about a day.
Yeah, so
from
even closer. Like, so
yeah.
hopefully some of this stuff is, just a day or so away from you guys hearing it and getting excited about it.
Hopefully everyone has their actual times out and up for the conference.
Oh, yeah, so you'll be able to cross-reference that on their websites. I'm sure that information will come to us more and more as the days go on.
Or you'll be listening to this after and listen to what shitheads we are for speculating games that definitely didn't happen. GTA 6.
Yeah. Or we can go through and we can see afterwards what games actually did happen.
Very true.
And be fucking astonished.
Please, Mario Kart 9.
Please.
Will it to existence.
Let's make it happen. We are here manifesting it right now.
Yes, please.
So, with that in the tank, is there anything else you want to talk about before we close this one out?
I think that's about everything I had to say about it.
Hell yeah. Well, in that case, Hannah, did you have anything you want to say?
Did we have recommendations or anything?
That's what I was about to get to, yeah.
No, I have nothing to say.
Okay. So, that being said, first thing before we jump into the closing and the end of our this little episode, I do want to say thank you to our guest. Thank you, Brandon, for coming on and taking some of our long chats about E3 and game speculation to the podcast.
No, thank you for having me. I really
absolutely
enjoyed talking about it, and now it's nice to have everything all out in the open, and hopefully we'll something into existence. That's
that's what I'm saying. I just want this podcast to be just like 2 hours of manifesting.
It's gonna just be Metopia.
Yeah.
Or
Tomodachi Life. Just Tomodachi Life.
Yeah, and you get to win.
Literally,
That's
Tomodachi Life, and the rest of E3 will be Halo Infinite.
Yep, that's it, yeah. Even Squeenix shows up Halo Infinite.
And Phoenix Wright coming to
Nintendo's
Smash.
like, hey, Halo Infinite. Also, no Game Pass, but Halo Infinite.
Yeah, we're just getting Halo Infinite. But yeah, so thank you so much for coming on to talk with us. As is tradition, and Brandon, I don't know if you know this, but as is tradition for our podcast, once we close out the episode, we give a little recommendation for something that we're interested in or something that we think that like might be on the radar of the people who watch and listen to us, and like just something kind of some other piece of content or media that we think people might be interested in. This time around, it's the both of us, since it's our group episode. Did you have anything in particular you wanted to plug? Because I have an idea.
I have one. You can go for
that. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, we both do one. This one's it's so easy. Just tune in. Tune into E3.
E3.
Just watch the whole thing. IGN will be doing streams throughout the entire events through their website, YouTube, and Twitch. GameSpot will be doing them. I think Kind of Funny Games is doing one. I know the Easy Allies do like live streams and events, which is another group of people that I watch. So yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to watch it. You can even watch the direct live streams on Twitch and YouTube. I believe most of the major companies will have their actual streams up. Just tune in this week, even if it like E3 is something that you're like, oh, I kind of forgot that was a thing, but yeah, I did. That was weird that people always talk about games in June, or all the new games come out in June or something. If you've never tuned into it before, watch it. It's just a lot of fun. It's nice to just kind of like sit back, especially with everything in the last year and a half starting to kind of get to a point where it's winding down. People are kind of like getting back out into the world tentatively again. I think it's just a nice opportunity to maybe go like see friends you haven't seen in a year and a half and just sit and watch some cool game trailers and hang out. So yeah, tune into E3.
Whoa.
Not you. She's trying to get in on the action too.
I don't even understand why she thought you said her name.
Well, what would you like to recommend?
I wanted to recommend the new comedy special from Bo Burnham.
Oh
Inside,
my god!
Because it's fucking amazing. We watched it last night. Mm-hmm. It's an hour and 27 minutes. So if you have any time between now and E3 happening, particularly an hour and 27 minutes, fucking go watch it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I definitely will say, like a little bit of a content warning. Bo Burnham, I mean, anyone who knows his comedy specials knows how frank and real he can get sometimes with some of his lyrics. This one especially so. There are some like very like direct discussions of like depression and like severe, like in some cases severe depression, but
mentions of suicide.
Yeah, things like that. So, just be mindful when you watch it, but holy shit.
He did it over the course of like a year plus time during the pandemic. And he did it all by himself, edited, written, recorded, all of it himself in one room over a year.
Yeah, I saw the discussion, the teaser trailer that he put out, and I haven't seen it yet, and I am very excited to watch it.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
It's
there's like,
really
while I was watching, there's like a bunch of the songs that made me laugh, but there was also like a few different songs that just like punch you in the chest, and it's so fun.
Yeah, it's definitely an emotional journey. It's something that I feel like if you are a content creator, it like cuts down to like the core and the soul of like how hard that can be sometimes, like on your mental health. And he really is like he talks a lot about like mental health and like the state of the world and like the like inanity of places like Twitter and Facebook.
Lots of like talk about white people also and their
well, because also I mean during the times of civil unrest last year, that's a lot of when like some of the stuff was written. So he's kind of like as a white guy making a commentary of just like almost like satirizing like being a white guy comedian talking about these issues. Like he's kind of making fun of himself and other people like him while also making a point about it. And
still doing it.
Yeah, it's really good. Like there's levels of meta to this special that I really enjoyed. It's worth a watch. It's worth a second watch, I think.
Oh yeah, I want to watch it again.
Yeah. So, hopefully there's plenty of content over the next week between that and E3 for you all to enjoy, dissect and take part in. Thanks for hanging out with us. I really hope that next time you are listening to us, we can be ranting and raving about all the things that did come true. And here's to another E3.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. All right, well, thank you for listening, everybody. We hope you have a lovely week, and as always, we love you very much.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.